about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down again?
And the most heartbreaking part in all of this, she says her daughter knew the people who took her life.
I fed these children that grew up. My daughter housed one of them that was homeless, and all the while they were plotting. One of the guys actually had two guns and just ambushed my daughter, just shot my daughter to death,
What follows is the music-inspired summary of the case of 22-year-old Melanie Amanda Massey. What's striking is how many of these titles, and at times even the lyrics, seem to align with the dynamics of the case, reflecting the relationship, the individuals involved, and statements made along the way. In Your Hands by Halle Bailey, released on March 15, 2024. A pregnant mother and her unborn twins were killed in an ambush attack by multiple suspects. 3 lives stolen in a moment. Lord, they are now in your hands. Backstabbers by the OJs, released on May 31, 1972. The victim, 22-year-old Melanie Amanda Massey, would be ambushed by people she knew, not strangers, but backstabbers. Switched Up by Tink, released on February 14, 2020. They plotted on Massey's kindness, then switched up and ambushed her. Hater's Anthem by Infinity Song, released on August 25, 2023. Social media can spark disputes that normally could be avoided, sometimes turning into a hater's anthem. Scared to Live by The Weeknd, released on March 20, 2020. In her phone, she kept saying, "I'm so scared. I feel like I'm going to die." Words filled with fear. You could tell at that point she was scared to live. And the very next day, her life was taken. Bad Luck by Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, released on March 1, 1974. 7 people, 5 women and 2 men, will be charged in connection with the killings. 7, a number many consider lucky. But for Massey, on that day, that number brought nothing but bad luck. Honesty by Pink Sweats, released on July 12, 2018. Sometimes all it takes is a little honesty to clear up a misunderstanding, a simple truth. A real conversation can stop things from going further than they ever should. What About Your Friends by TLC, released on August 21, 1992. Massey thought the suspects were her friends. Well, is it me, or can it be I am just a little too friendly, so to speak? Hypothetically say, I supply creativity to what others must take as a form of self-hate, only to make an enemy, which results in unfortunate destiny. They dog me out, then be next to me, just because I am what some choose to envy. What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? What about your friends? Are they going to be low down? Will they ever be around, or will they turn their backs on you? What about your friends? As this tale unfolds, the song's chorus seems to sing the story of a woman betrayed by those she thought were her friends. Their actions were a low blow, causing her family to grieve not just for her, but also for the lives of the twins she was nurturing. It's a real-life reminder to ask, what about your friends? Around 1:30 p.m. on February 28, 2023, Lakewood police found themselves caught in a web of crime on the 1300 block of Zephyr Street in Lakewood, Colorado. They'd responded to a call about a gunshot wound victim, only to stumble upon a scene that turned their investigation into a homicide mystery. Upon arrival, officers discovered 2 victims with gunshot wounds. The first victim, a male, was hit in the back, but managed to survive this criminal crossfire. Tragically, the second victim, 22-year-old Melanie Massey, wasn't as fortunate. A mother to a 3-year-old daughter and 4 months pregnant with twins, Melanie fell victim to fatal injuries to her head and leg. Her life and the lives she carried were extinguished in this merciless act. What began as a report of a gunshot wound victim quickly escalated into a case of cold-blooded murder. As the investigation unfolded, it became evident that Melanie was ambushed in a calculated attack involving several suspects. Authorities pieced together a grim puzzle, revealing that 7 individuals played a crucial role in this tragic event, moving like pawns in a deadly game of chess. In January 2024, Less than a year after her murder, the wheels of justice began to turn with arrest warrants for first-degree murder issued for 7 enemies: Monte Hayes, 24, Isaac Pieri, 24, Ria Asia Hollins, 21, Trinity Walker, 19, Dejana Abrams, 26, Jarayla Taylor, 23, Jalea Burks, 20. 5 out of these 7 adversaries found themselves behind the bars of Jefferson County Jail. Monte Hayes, 23, Ria Hollins, 20, Trinity Walker, 18, Dejana Abrams, 25, Jarayla Taylor, 22. Hayes, Hollins, Abrams, Taylor, and Walker were in custody, while Burks and Pieri played hide-and-seek with the law. But on March 7, 2024, Jalea Burks, age 20, decided to turn herself in, putting an end to her brief escape. Fast forward to March 5, 2025, exactly a year after Burks' surrender, 24-year-old Isaac Pieri was apprehended in Aurora, Colorado, suspected of first-degree murder and attempted first-degree murder. With all enemies now in custody, justice was ready to put the cuffs on those who had wronged Melanie, ensuring her story would not go untold. Melanie's mother shared a haunting message from her daughter's phone. "I'm so scared. I feel like I'm going to die. The next day, my daughter's life was taken." It all began with a Facebook dispute that escalated to threats, leaving Melanie with a premonition of her tragic fate. Dejana Abrams, now 27, pleaded guilty in October 2024 to assault with a deadly weapon and received a 10-year sentence. Jalea Burks, age 21, admitted to second-degree murder in June. Ria Asia Hollins, 21, also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in February and was sentenced to 48 years in May. Isaac Pieri, 25, faces charges of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and assault. Jarayla Taylor, 24, pleaded guilty to second-degree assault and tampering with physical evidence in October 2024, while Trinity Walker, 20, admitted to second-degree assault in December 2024. Monte Hayes, 25, was found not guilty on charges of murder and assault by a Jefferson County jury in July 2025. A resonant quote sums up the betrayal. "A friend who becomes an enemy after a little misunderstanding has been an enemy all along. They were just pretending." Melanie's tragic story reveals how a small misunderstanding on Facebook transformed her friends into her biggest enemies. Those she and her family once cared for became the architects of a heinous plot that ended her life and the lives of her unborn twins. May Melanie Massey and her unborn twins rest in peace.
I fear no man. I fear no man. I don't fear their little pow-pows. I fear no man because that's all they can do is shoot.
Melanie's mom actually started this. She put it up just hours after learning about her daughter's death. And every time she comes here, she notices there's something new. And she has no idea who is adding to this memorial, but she says it's proof that Melanie had a lot of folks that loved her.
This is me, Melanie, and Honesty together.
3 generations in one photo.
She just loved for us to dress up alike.
Memories help numb the pain for Shataka Brown.
And I miss those moments.
This spot brings her back to reality.
My daughter's body was right here. You can still see blood drops from my child being slain.
February 28th, 2023.
There was bullets everywhere.
This is where 21-year-old Melanie Massey took her last breath.
It was police everywhere. It was so many cars. I couldn't get up here if I wanted to. But what I did see is them bring her out in a body bag. I couldn't get to her.
Lakewood police say Melanie was shot and killed during an ambush.
Not understanding what made 7 people want to come over here and just shoot my pregnant daughter.
Melanie was going to be a mother again.
She was pregnant with twins.
Grandbabies Shataka will never get to meet or make memories with.
I'm a hurting mother. This is painful.
But behind all that pain is strength.
I don't like publicity. I don't like attention. I like to be within my own. But for my daughter, it's okay to have the attention. It's okay to let people know how I truly feel. It's okay to show my face.
Now, she still has questions as to why 7 people ambushed her at her home, and the most heartbreaking part in all of this, she says her daughter knew the people who took her life.
The pain of a mother.
This really took a part of me.
Her daughter's life tragically cut short.
And in her phone, she just kept saying, I'm so scared. I feel like I'm going to die. I'm going to die. And the next day, my daughter's life was taken.
Shataka Brown's 22-year-old daughter, Melanie Massey, died in front of her home in the 1300 block of Zephyr Street in Lakewood. It was at the hands of 7 people Brown says she thought were her friends.
I fed these children that grew up. My daughter housed one of them that was homeless. And all the while, they were plotting to ambush my pregnant daughter.
At the time, Melanie was 4 months pregnant with twins. Brown tells me there was a Facebook dispute with the suspects threatening her daughter. Shortly after Melanie was dropped off at her home, shots started ringing out. Bullets hit Melanie in the back of the head and leg, but she tried defending herself.
And when Melanie shot that one bullet, one of the guys actually had 2 guns and just ambushed my daughter, just shot my daughter to death,
5 people were arrested. Lakewood police still looking for these fugitives in the case.
You guys destroyed my family.
Brown created this memorial filled with flowers and a pink heart to honor her daughter. She also carries her ashes with her.
And I bring my baby's rose with me everywhere I go.
And has this advice for everyone. It's the same guidance she gave her daughter before her untimely death.
Before you let them even in your presence, it's time to interview people now.
So again, 5 of those suspects were taken into custody and arrested. But again, Lakewood police, they are still looking for these 2 murder suspects. If you have any idea of their whereabouts, you are urged to call the Lakewood Police Department or Metro Denver Crime Stoppers. You can earn up to a $2,000 reward.
Before you let them even in your presence, it's time to interview people now.